So we're looking at what is the most significant spot in Jerusalem, the most visited tourist site in the country, and the most significant spot in the world for the Jewish people, which is the Western Wall. Contrary to what many people think, that's not the holiest spot in the world for the Jewish people. The holiest spot is the top of the hill that's in back of it, which is called Mount Moriah. That is the site where both the first and second temple stood. What the Western Wall is merely the remnant of a giant retaining wall built by Herod the Great 2,000 years ago to enclose the upper part of Mount Moriah in a wall. How do you build a flat surface on top of a hill? You build walls around the top of the hill and lay a floor down on the top. The Western Wall is merely a small section of that floor. Today when you stand at the plaza, you're actually standing probably about 50, 60 feet above the valley and maybe 40 feet above the road that was built in the Second Temple period. If you're standing at the wall and looking at the stones, the first 7 layers of stone, which have this frame and this raised center, are the original Herodian stones going back 2,000 years ago. What is above them was added on at later periods of time. But the Western Wall was the place that Jews could come to and get as close as they could to that holiest spot without actually going up onto the Temple Mount itself. But at different periods of time, Jews didn't always come here. Often they would go to the Mount of Olives, which is higher up and look down, or go to the southern excavations. So the Western Wall is really only holy because we've come there and prayed for so long. And up until 1967, there was not this big plaza. It was a little narrow alleyway, which was bulldozed and eventually made into the large plaza after the 1967 war. But you're just seeing a teeny section of what is an incredible feat of engineering from 2,000 years ago. The entire length of that Western Wall is 500 meters long. It runs from the southern part here. You can see one minaret, Muslim prayer tower. Just to the left of the wall up above is a second, and all the way to the north, if you look up, you'll see in the Muslim quarter that third tower, which is the entire 500-meter long length, which can be visited only by taking the Western Wall tunnels and going underground today.